Looking so forward to that, and now that we have the time change, we'll have an extra day, I get, or extra hour, excuse me, in evenings. It'll seem like, anyways. I know it's not really an extra one, but uh, it'll get darker a little bit later now. So we're thankful for that, and thankful for the blessings that He's given to us, even though it is still cold outside. The sun is supposed to get really cold tonight, I believe, and um, still not fond of the cold and snow and all those things, but it's all right. I'm glad that God has all things in His hands. And somebody at church yesterday pointed out the old wives' tale or saying, that you march in like a lion and out like a lamb, and hopefully that's what will happen as we're coming in with weird weather in March, and it'll go out like a lamb, and it'll have good weather for the spring coming up. So, but anyways, enough of that. So, just so thankful for the weekend and for the blessings that the Lord give us and gave us, and thankful for His mercy and the services that we had yesterday. Good services, and Lord is truly blessing and continues to bless. We were down a little bit in numbers yesterday, but had good spirit, and Lord was with us. I'm glad where two or three are gathered together in His name, He said that He'd be in the midst. So today, though, as we start into the work week, we want to go to our verse of the day, and our verse of the day is actually one that was mentioned yesterday in our message that comes from Romans chapter 8, verse 28, which says, "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to His purpose." And today, as we go through this day, just know that all things work together for His good. Now, if you look at this, you got to remember to go into the context of what's going on, and what Paul is talking about to the Roman people here, and talking about deliverance, and talking about the spiritual indwelling, and these things that were going on. And he's saying, that all these things, the blessings of the Lord, the things that God gives to us, and even when we're going through trials and tribulations, and even if, like Paul, even in the prison so many times, all things did work together for him, for the Lord today, because now we're reading about His boldness, and we're reading about His strength through those difficult times. And it's 2,000 years later, and we can still feel that connection with Paul because of what he suffered through. And all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to His purpose. Now, again, it's not all things work together for our purpose, but when we trust in the Lord and we follow His direction, it works out for God's purpose, for God's will. So I hope that we'll focus on those things today, and focus on what God would have for us to do today and for you to do, and that the Lord will give us strength for the day, knowing that it's going to work out good as long as we trust in the Lord. So, friend, I hope that you have a blessed day today and a blessed week as we start off the work week, and again, just 1 week away from spring officially. So thank the Lord for His grace and His mercy, and hope that you have a blessed day today, and hope to see you again tomorrow morning for another edition of First Things First. May God bless you, as our prayers.